express that and explore that is because of how dangerous and how like harmful homophobia is within male communities, right?
Yeah.
Like
Bruno
if
spaz
you
on
go
this
out and kiss a
motherfucker.
guy, you might get fucking jumped, right? Like if you kiss a guy on the street. Now this isn't to say it's
Yeah, because I know it gave you. I tell people when you go to these conventions, it gives you confirmation of how far you have grown in your career. By
Yes.
seeing fans, and also, I'm pretty sure you had a bunch of the top talent that you haven't shot with say, "We seen your video."
Yes. I've had people who come up to
You can make money off of it.
But see, the thing about it is, okay, let's just keep it 100. The girls nowadays don't give a fuck about the money; they want to go viral.
Well,
People
I mean,
want it.
people want to go.
So it's kind of like the girl. A lot of the girls that don't show their face with the feet, it ain't because they make more money with the feet. Back to where you're not doing the content house. You're shooting content, but you're not shooting with everybody that got their mama. Now it done kind of the circle done closed up a little bit to make yourself. Hello, and welcome to the Smokers Lounge. What's going on, people? Before I even talk about sponsorships and all that good stuff, I just want to say good morning. Hope y'all enjoying your day. Like I said, welcome to the Smokers Lounge. You know who I am, Captain Officer of the Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. Let me tell you about these sponsors. First one being eroticismmagazine.com. Next up, blusherotica.com. And then, of course, we got Past That Apparel. You can find them at Past That Inhalation Partners on TeePublic, as well as SmokeKind.com, the king of THCA. You feel me? Vapes, single roll, bud, edibles. Referral link is in the description. And also, you can find me 5 days out of the week at FullSwapRadio.com, as well as SkyHawkAppleTalkTV.com, as well as SGPRadio.com. So it's Thursday morning. I hope y'all enjoying y'all morning. I was going to wait to record this after I came back from my little drug test for this job and everything. And was listening to, and there's so much I wanted to talk about. But what I'm going to begin with is, there was a space that went down that had Mandy B, Rocky Thunder, and Danny from the Stop. Y'all know that, Danny got a little issue with me because he hates when I put comments on his shit, right? And so people understand, I don't have an issue with Danny. I just think Danny is a smug asshole who thinks that he overachieved but haven't achieved anything. You feel me? And he's actually, in many ways, the butt of the joke amongst the podcasters. Joe screamed that Danny was making 6 figures. No, he's not making 6 figures. No. Danny is not making 6 figures by no means. Now, I know you're saying, well, Bob, how do you figure this? Why do you say that he's not making 6 figures? Because you got to understand that people that was averaging 6 figures on YouTube, you got to look at how many views they bringing in. We talking about Lovely T. We talking about Armand. These motherfuckers bringing in 100,000, this, that, and the third. And here's the other part of this. The quote unquote, how much you make off of streaming with YouTube ain't shit. So there's no fucking way he's making 6 figures. There's no way. Now, is he making clothes? Possibly. Is he making good money? I'm pretty sure. But 6 figures, no. He's not averaging 6 figures. He might have made 6 figures 1 month. But he's not making 6 figures. You want to know why? If y'all really listened to Mandy B, when she broke down why she makes more money with audio than that of YouTube, that's the reason why that nigga ain't making 6 figures. And shouts out to Elevation, their YouTube channel. Go check him out. I recommend for y'all check him out, to Danny. Even though, don't get it twisted, both of them are good YouTubers. But Elevation, you kind of don't understand, bro. I'm being honest with you. Actually, there's more money being made with the audio per, let me make this clear, per listen than YouTube. You want to know why? Because the money comes from the advertising. See, it's not that people, YouTube is the place with the advertising, right? YouTube pays out less for advertising than that of Spotify, than many of these audio platforms. So in actuality, for a little bit of time that I was on YouTube, monetized, I didn't make nothing but $4 goddamn dollars. And I'm talking about I was averaging some numbers, some decent numbers combined. I'm not going to sit and pretend like I'm getting 1,000 views on YouTube. Like I told y'all, my money is not on YouTube. I don't make any money from YouTube. YouTube just advertise for the podcast. My money comes from Spotify, Apple, Good Pods, and my subscription side of Spotify, which I got a bunch of subscribers over there. And I also have a shitload of subscribers over on fucking Loyal Fans. You feel me? So yeah, there's going to be a nice payout when we finally do the payout for all the podcasts. I'm just waiting for it to hit the payout, the payout, the payout. Where the money needs to make for it to pay out. I put it real high so that everybody can get a good, even split. A good, nice chunk of change. I'm not going to sit here and go through how much. Just know they're going to be fucking happy when they get the payout. To the point that they're going to be ready to do more episodes. You feel me? That's the difference, Danny, Elevation, and everybody else. Mandy been making money off of audio way more than her YouTube. That's why she don't give a fuck about the YouTube. She don't. Her deals came from audio. She makes more money with y'all listening to the podcast than y'all watching it. Joe makes more money from you listening to the podcast than you watching it. Let me tell you where his watch money comes from, that Patreon. Because you got enough motherfuckers paying $25 for that $25 tier, boy, you got a nice check. How I know? My shit 25. What that tell you? Audio is where the money is in podcasting. You got to think about this for a second, right? Mandy does one podcast a week, right? How many videos you think Danny has to do in order to even get to six figures? I don't record. Think how many YouTube videos I drop. He dropped 3 times more than me. But yet, is he paying Roxy to be on the podcast? No. Did he pay your boy to be on the podcast, his podcast? No. Roxy ain't making no money off of these podcasts that she's on. My people is. Interesting. So, I'm such a weak-ass podcaster that I actually got employees that stick around. Why other niggas can't even do one podcast episode with their people. But I'm not knocking Danny. And the reason why I'm not knocking Danny, because don't get it twisted, Danny does good content. And he probably making money. But the problem with Danny is Danny thinks that the end-all, be-all is YouTube. It's not, bruh. Because it just hypothetically say you making 6 figures with YouTube, then you should be making that with your audio. You don't. Because if you were making 6 figures, you wouldn't be sitting here trying to hang out with Joe and the rest of them. You have enough fuel to be like, I don't need them. I can do my own content. I can build my own brand. That ain't got nothing to do with them. No. And there's nothing wrong with people doing videos about Joe and the podcast, because you got people that do videos about Tasha K all the time, or Armand and so forth. But don't be so smug to think that your content makes you the greatest YouTuber of all time. No, it don't. Actually, your content is a little short-sighted. Because I would love to hear you talk about the other podcasts. I love to hear you talk about many of them. All your talking points is based around a Joe Button. Whether it's Mandy, whether it's Roxy Thunder, whether it's what's his name? God, what the dude name? God, Soap, wherever his name, Smoop, wherever the fuck that nigga name is. But the point being is, so people can understand this, podcasting, the money's in audio. More people want to listen to the podcast than watch one. Yeah, that's facts. I never watched the YouTube of Joe. I always listen to audio. Decisions. I never watched the video. I listen to audio. More people go on Spotify to listen to these podcasts than they do on YouTube. Go look at Joe's views on Spotify versus his views on YouTube. Let me tell you where he get most of his views from. Spotify, Apple, Good Pod. I want you to think about that. I'm just going to pull it. Hold on. Let me pull this up. I ain't going to show it. No, but didn't. Let me explain something to you, right? The last let me see here. Hold on. All right. I'm gonna see how many views this thing had. He had a total of let's say 233,000 views, right? Can I tell y'all something? Joe gets 1 million listens every episode on Spotify. Let that sink in. Joe gets more listens on Spotify than YouTube. So if you want to go there, he got his last video was 233K. But I didn't sit here and saw documentation where this motherfucker videos be averaging 500 to 1 million listens per episode. So where you think Joe getting most of his money from? Why the fuck you think he don't give a shit about the YouTuber so much? He care about two things. His audio and Prize Picks. He didn't get the Prize Pick deal because of YouTube. He got it because of the shit he was doing on these audio platforms. He didn't get the opportunity for a Spotify deal because of YouTube. He got it because he was making numbers on Spotify. So for anyone to think that because you making you doing well on YouTube and YouTube ain't shit. You want to know why? Because it's mighty funny that when someone gets demonetized on YouTube, they go over to Rumble and they make just as much money on Rumble. Academics makes more money on Twitch and his audio than he do on YouTube. Think about it. Why is streaming making so much money? Guess what these fuckers ain't doing? They ain't streaming on YouTube. YouTube pays out the least per view than any other platform. But no one wants to talk about that. YouTube makes it harder for any content creator to stay monetized. The only platform that does that. Find that interesting? I'm not saying I'm not knocking Danny, but Danny needs to understand if you really want to make that 6 figures, you really want to make that money, you better get your audio right, nigga. Because people are going to get bored with your videos after a while. Because you practically rehashing the same talking points that you've been doing for the past 2 to 3 years. You ain't giving us nothing new. And that's for many of you Joe Button follow Negroes. The only one that actually give us something new to digest It's really the elevation guy. Everything else is the same talking point that everybody else talking about. So I want to clear that up so people can understand this. It's the reason why Mandy can talk her shit. Because see, the other issue they had with Danny was the way that you talk to Mandy. Let me explain something to you. Mandy done way more in this space than your black ass will ever do in 100 years in this space. She done lost more money than you will ever make. Mandy shaped a whole industry based off her business model. Name a podcast that sells out arenas on a tour. I'm waiting. No. Not clubs, not comedy clubs, no shots at poor minds. We talking concert center, concert places. Mandy B and Decisions. Name a podcast that goes overseas to London to do a show. Mandy B. Decisions. Horrible decisions. Everyone was saying, well, damn, why did Rocky Thunder back her over Danny? Because you want to know why. She sat there and listened and said, maybe I'm with the wrong bitch. Maybe the person I need to learn from is Mandy, not Danny, because Danny don't know shit. Danny barely knows YouTube. See, I look at how people work and the retention of the people that you work with. If you can't get more than 1 or 2 episodes out of people that you work with, that speaks to you. Gotta give him credit. He got Roxy Thunder to come on his show, Shampoo to come on his show, Rory, and even got the attention of Mandy. But here's the funny part. Mandy ain't trying to make money with him. He did with one with the Return of the King, whatever the fuck it was, he did 1 episode. Soon as, which is funny because they use Danny. And Danny don't even see it. He's that foolish. He don't even see he get used. Y'all do realize that soon as he did an episode with Shampoo, did they do another episode? No. Where did Shampoo ended up on? Improper. Never made mention of Danny. Never saw him back on Danny's show. Roxy Thunder. He did 1 show with Roxy Thunder. We haven't seen another podcast episode. If he had done another podcast episode, guess what? It would have been on his page. Why he hadn't done another episode with Roxy Thunder? Why he hadn't done another episode with Shampoo and them? Because after they did business with him, they saw it wasn't doing business with him anymore. You got to understand the way that you conduct business is the way you keep people. If you can't retain people or keep people, your business model is a little fucked up. So when you told me to stay in my lane, Danny, yeah, I stayed in my lane. I have employees. You should stay in your lane. Continue to do the videos by your damn self and stop trying to do these podcasts with these people that are using your dumb ass. Yeah, they're using you. Because let's be honest, Rocky Thunder, no one gave a fuck about her until she got into it with Joe. Then you decided to grab Rocky Thunder to put on your podcast. Actually, more so, Rocky Thunder probably said, Joe always talk about this nigga. Maybe I need to work with him. Because Roxy Thunder, she's trying to get a name. She's trying to be seen. She's trying to be noticed. Because as much as we see it pretend like she is, she's not. No one knows who the fuck she is, and no one cares. We forgot she was on Love and Hip Hop. She used Danny to get back hot. Shampoo used Danny to get back in good with Queen's Flip. So it seemed like Danny has became the step stool. The thing that I said he was when me and him had that back and forth. I said you the step stool of the industry. Everyone loves using you to get ahead, but don't pull you with them. Wow. So if I was Danny, stop grabbing dead weight, you dumb fuck. Because it might be fucking funny that Roxy Thunder, who supposed to be your homie, who supposed to be on your podcast, practically turned on you and made you look like an idiot. With more than what you made yourself look like when you want to sit here and talk about YouTube videos versus what Spotify and these other platforms can do money-wise. Y'all can look it up. YouTube does not pay out as much as Spotify. The reason why, because what Spotify is paying you for is ad dollars. That means people got to listen to the podcast for you to get paid audio-wise. They have to hear the advertisement. That's why you have an advertisement at the beginning. That's why people have an advertisement in the middle and an advertisement at the end. You feel me? And we're talking about not just Spotify. Because with Spotify podcasters, I'm on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Overcast, Good Pod, Podbean, Pod Chasers. I can go down the list. YouTube, you on YouTube. So I have 5 different outlets that can generate money off of a view and advertise dollars, while y'all stuck with one platform that don't pay as much as these platforms when it comes to their advertised dollars. Y'all stuck with one platform, aka one check. And then if YouTube views were so lucrative, why motherfuckers got Patreons and membership sites? Because the real money is in subscription. When she asked Danny about, well, how many subscribers you on Patreon? You want to know why he didn't want to say it? Well, one, I don't knock him because it's none of their business. And I would never give away that information. So I'm not mad at Danny with that. But also part of it, Danny ain't got that many subscribers. For the content that he puts out, ain't no way in here that I'm going to believe that a lot of people subscribe to that Patreon. No. Because why would I go to Danny's Patreon when he's basically doing the same video on his YouTube? And if I really want to know what the hell was going on Joe's Patreon, I'll just get the Patreon. The key to getting the Patreon over is that you got content on the Patreon that you can't get on YouTube. Last I checked, majority of his Patreon content is his YouTube. And what I'm saying, because I know Danny probably going to look at this, because somebody going to tell him that, oh, yeah, Bob was talking about you. This is what I want you to understand, Danny. First, stop grabbing the Joe rejects. Because they're just using you. You're not making money with them. Not continuous. You're not creating business with them. They're using you because they know that everybody know who you are, because we all know that you follow Joe. The reason why everyone knows who you are because Queen's Flip brought you up on numerous occasions on the Joe podcast. Joe had mentioned you. You have been in the spaces and so forth. So they look at you as a come up. Let me use him, do a little bullshit ass show. Because think about this. Why would Roxy want to do a free show with you? Why would Shampoo? They did it so they can get back in wherever that is. Shampoo with Queen's Flip. Because once again, I only seen them on 2 of your episodes. Roxy, we haven't heard you do another podcast with this motherfucker. But yet she's on the spaces with you umpteen times. The reason why, because they got what they needed from you, Danny. Attention. Shampoo got that phone call for Queen's Flip while you was on there with that dude, Danny. It mighty fucking funny. Return to King, whatever the hell it is. Only did 1 episode. But he ended up on the next season of Improper Improv. Interesting. Rocky Thunder gets into a blown up argument with Joe, then ends up doing a show with you. Y'all ain't done another show. Now the next spaces, she drags you with the help of Mandy. Let me tell you what I believe with you. One, you don't see when people use you, Danny. You don't see when people get over on you. You do have a strong platform. There's no question about that. And people know that. But at the same time, you need to know when you're being used and when you're being fucked over. And dude, she bent you over and pegged the shit out your goddamn virgin ass. Nobody uses me, bro. All the people that work for me, work with me. They have equity in the podcast. They have a stake in this podcast. I have a co-host and have done close to 200 episodes, 2 different type podcasts. I got another co-host that been with me for a minute. And I even got one of my co-hosts who's practically about to is looking to invest in the podcast. That speaks to my business acumen. Something that I learned from porn. Something I learned when I did music. So I'm going to say to Danny, and the best advice I can give you, focus on your shit. Stop trying to bring motherfuckers in and know when they're using you versus they really respect what you do and want to work with you. Because I don't believe Shampoo. I don't believe that Raquel. I don't believe that none of them motherfuckers believe in you and think that you're worth what you feel you're worth. How I know? Because with that conversation that happened in that space, it spoke volumes. It's not what they saying, it's what they ain't saying. And what she ain't saying is, I see why I don't fuck with Danny. Danny don't know shit about this business. Maybe I need to talk to Mandy. Danny don't even understand how YouTube work. Maybe I need to talk to Mandy. Here's another thing. Stay out the spaces, Danny. Because the spaces just make you look like an idiot, dog. Perception is everything. So, that's enough. I'm like, y'all want to go tell Danny, go run and tell him that I said this. But I didn't say nothing bad. Only thing I said is, Danny, stop letting these motherfuckers use your dumb ass. Stop letting them use you to get back in with the people they want to get back in with that they know is your op. You should ask yourself, why did Shampoo want to do a show with me? Why did Rocky Thunder want to do a show with me? Because you clearly can't get them to the next level like that. Because as much as a YouTuber you are, you ain't even a top tier YouTuber. I'm here to tell you, I'm not a top tier YouTuber, but then again, I'm not a YouTuber, I'm a podcaster. It's a difference. I'm a top tier podcaster though. Ranked number 1, number 2, ranked on all the platforms in the 100. Some of them in the top 10, some of them in the top 3. And that's facts. So I'm going to say to you, Danny, and you can take this with a grain of salt. You can sit here and be mad at me. You can sit here and send a tweet saying that, oh, he want to talk shit about me, but he fucking these broke back hoes and yada. Well, here's the difference, dude. I see a paycheck every month from multiple areas. And not all of it's podcasting. But I do make a nice good change in podcasting. I have landed sponsors. Yeah, sponsors. That put money in my pocket. You don't have any. Why? Because you are not willing to expand your business to attract any. Nor are you willing to listen to the people that know how to attract. See, instead of you wanting to rag Mandy, maybe you need to sit down and talk to Mandy and gain some knowledge from Mandy. Instead of belittle her great accomplishments, way greater than yours. And maybe if you stop letting motherfuckers use you and your platform so they can get ahead or get back with the person that they fell out with, you'd be surprised how far you get in this business. Sometimes we give ourselves more credit than we deserve. So I'm done talking about him. Let's get to this other shit. California. Interesting how Trump sent in the Marines, the Army, National Guard. He might well send in the Navy and the Air Force and everybody else. when these ICE raids began, I'm going to tell you, y'all about to hate me, and I'm about to give an uncontroversial opinion. Y'all got what y'all wanted. Y'all got what y'all wanted. I'm going to tell you what's funny, because it's funny how he went after California, which has the hugest Hispanic population in all the states, other than Texas. Yeah, it does. And I find it funny that, of course, he went out to California because, one, he wants to discredit Newsome, so Newsome won't run for the presidency, and if he do, he'll lose. Two, because he hates California because they never voted for him. And three, of course, distraction from the big, beautiful bill, as well as many other things that's going on, which is not working in his favor. One of them is the Elon Musk hit, which for now he threatened Elon Musk that if he actually back a Democrat, what you gonna do, Donald? What? Sanction Tesla? He's a fucking trillionaire. Remember, he paid for your campaign. So what you think? You gonna hurt his money or something? Really? Because you're the president. Last I checked, the last president thought they could fuck with the richest man, when the richest man in the world, he ended up getting assassinated, aka JFK and the mafia. So, not saying that Trump will get assassinated, and not say that Elon will ever do that, because I doubt that. But you just challenged Elon to help the Democrats. Don't be surprised he does it. And then what you gonna do about it, Mr. Trump? What you gonna sanction him? What you gonna arrest him? What you gonna do? Not a damn thing. Okay. So maybe you might need a little bit of makeup. But when they were talking about how they were raiding people, how they was grabbing people from schools, they was grabbing people from the grocery store, from the Target, graduations and stuff. Okay. Unpopular opinion. All you motherfuckers that sit here and say that immigrants that are here illegally should be deported, right? But y'all never thought about how. Why y'all surprised they're doing this? Trump told you he was going to do a mass deportation when he got in office. Y'all was saying, oh, we don't want none of the illegals here. We want all of them deported. Right? Now y'all crying and upset because the way they deporting motherfuckers, y'all don't agree with. But you wanted the illegals deported. Oh, by the way, the illegals not only encompass the criminals, but it encompass the people that actually abide by the law. I saw a video of a lady who was here in New York, was in New York for vacation. Vacation. She gets snatched off the street. Now, mind you, she is not from America. She's here for vacation. 8 hours later, they had to release because they're like, oh, we got it wrong. We apologize. And then I love how ICE want to post like, yeah, we took this criminal off the street. We took this criminal off the street. But hold on. Y'all posted 6 people, but you arrested 100. So you telling me the other 94 people was criminals also? Now, what's interesting is that from the images that I saw, it was the police, the Marines, all these people. They were the ones that were being aggressive. I didn't see too much of the protesters being aggressive. Actually, for the most part, I saw peaceful protesting. Now, is there some people that probably troublemakers? Yeah, every protest is going to have that. Was it necessary for him to bring in the Marines? No. But of course, you know how Scott Jennings and the Republican favor go and sit there and spin it. No, if Trump didn't send in these people, that they were going to burn down LA and destroy LA and yada, 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 yada. I don't see no burning buildings in LA. I don't see chaos in LA. Now, he'll say because he brought the Marines in or what have you. No, I didn't see burning buildings before they got there. And it's funny how it's interesting, right? The girl brought this up. You see that they deport Hispanics, a lot of Hispanics, but we ain't seen now a picture of a motherfucker that's from a white country being deported. Y'all don't find that strange? You got all these Russians and Italians and so forth that then came over here illegally that are white that y'all haven't removed. I'm just saying. But if you're Hispanic, oh, they coming at you. But the sad part is, the Latinos, you voted them in overwhelmingly, Holmes. Mijo, you voted him in. And because you voted him in, now you upset by the way that he's pulling us off the street, pulling you off the street and sending you back to El Salvador and Mexico and the Dominican Republic and so forth. When he was going to do, he told you this wasn't going to be pretty. This was going to be ugly. Yeah. Because it's not about deporting them. It's about revenge. It's what people missing is, because everyone's saying the way they're doing it. What way you thought they were going to do it? I mean, honestly, what way did you think that he was going to deport people? How they were going to go about it? Did you think that it wasn't going to be what it was? You thought they weren't going to pull people out of church from graduations, out of school? You didn't think they were going to separate families? Look what they did at the border. The only difference between the border and the ice raids is that this is more inland than at the border. So surprise, surprise, surprise. He did it the way that he wanted to do it. These ice, look at the Bodazar, the Izar, whatever his name is. He don't even give a shit. And it's funny, it's a goddamn country ass white motherfucker. A country ass white motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. We're here. If anybody wants to involve themselves in interrupting our raids, we will arrest you. Especially you goddamn spits. I mean, you know, Hispanics. You know, because we enjoy grabbing you spits. We love it. We love grabbing you spits. I mean, Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I mean, it's amazing. It's like, y'all, I told y'all, FAFO, y'all fucked around and found out. And now y'all don't like it. Now, what's going to be funny is, let's see what happens at the midterm. Because the way things are looking, the Republicans should get smashed in the midterms. So y'all Hispanics, y'all going to vote for the Republicans now, you know, because, you know, yeah, we're going to have more money under Trump. We're going to have more money under Trump. We are. Black folk. Yeah, nigga, we about to get paid with Trump in office. The big beautiful bill is cutting, is fucking up the economy. People about to lose health care. And guess what? That money that y'all talking about, y'all thought y'all going to get under Trump, we're not going to see. Trust and believe. And the big beautiful bill ain't even been passed yet. It's funny how I'm getting commercials about people talking about Trump's tax cuts, right? How they saving them money, right? The tax cuts ain't even happened. So why y'all doing these? Why the hell are these commercials popping up? There haven't been a tax cut yet. Congress haven't even approved the bill for these tax cuts yet. See, we believe anything and trust nothing. So the people that seeing these ICE raids and seeing this, they probably believing that Trump is really saving LA and LA going to burn to the ground. It's going to be a disaster area if he didn't bring in the National Guards. But if y'all weren't doing the ICE raids the way y'all were doing it, it probably wouldn't be a protest at all. Because y'all ain't taking the criminals off the streets. Actually, y'all can't even find majority of the criminals. Y'all taking the law-abiding citizens that's over here just trying to live their life and in hopes of possibly getting citizenship, y'all taking them off the street. Y'all taking more of them off the street than the criminals. Actually, y'all damn near just looking at him and saying, he looks Mexican. He looks like he's not supposed to be over here. Let's grab him anyway. See, I'm going to say this again, people, so you know y'all can understand and comprehend this. Y'all asked for this. The chaos, these ICE raids, the Elon Musk versus Trump, the big, beautiful bill. Y'all brought this man in here. Y'all actually thought he was going to make America better when in actuality he is tearing us apart and tearing us down. And Republicans don't give a shit because it furthers their little bit of agenda because they want to see America destroyed. Do you really believe that these Republicans really want to see America achieve greatness with what they're passing? No. They want to stay the elites. And I can say the same thing about Democrats. That's government in general. But like I said, thoughts and prayers go out to LA. Like I said, Trump is going to change how we look and how we view the presidency moving forward. And what power do we provoke the president? There's going to be a lot of questions about that. And trust me, after it's all said and done, Trump will probably have the worst presidency of all time. Because what's going to end up happening is all the people that sit here and thought that he was going to give us a lot of money while he was in office, y'all going to be saying the exact opposite in 4 years. Y'all going to be glad that motherfucker about to be up out of here. And Gavin Newsom is about to be elected president, our next president. If you think J.D. Vance ass is going to be elected, think again. No. Because just like he couldn't, Kamala couldn't separate herself from Biden's agenda, J.D. Vance ain't going to be able to separate himself from Trump's agenda, which he's going to hate because he's going to need to do that to even have a chance. I don't see him making out the primary. I told you, it's going to be Gavin Newsom versus a female Republican. Mark my words. So people, wow. So I'm just saying, wow, yo. So I don't think anything else I really need to talk about is of great importance. Not of great importance to me. Like I said, I just ain't got nothing else to talk about. Besides, I got to get ready for this damn drug test so I could maintain my 9 to 5. You feel me? Because like I said before, I know a lot of people saying, well, you got a 9 to 5. How you say you're making money? Well, see, here's the difference. Having a 9 to 5 enabled me to be able to rent, get apartments and the whole nine without having to sit here and go through showing bank accounts and all that. I have something to show. You know how hard it is for a person that runs his own business to get his own crib and get a car and show that he makes enough money? And that the people that you're renting and buying from respect the profession that you do and look at the profession as something that continuously makes money. Because a lot of time with these podcaster things, even with adult film, is based off of sales, based off of views. It's not, how can I put this? It's not residual income. It's not a salary. That's why I got a job. For anybody want to sit here and say, oh, he broke, this ain't better enough. Because like I said, it's ups and downs in this business, bro. 1 month is great. The next month it's a struggle. And that's for YouTubers as well. Don't pretend like these YouTubers every month is great. Some of them views be down and that check ain't as good. Why do you think they're trying to find other ways to generate money? Why do you think they have a Patreon? Why do you think some of these motherfuckers get monetized and have a membership? Lovely T got deep dive. She got this. She does Discord and all this. It's a reason. Because the money you think is in YouTube is not in YouTube. And like I said, as far as California, y'all fucked around and find out, America. And it's funny how it's a blue state that has the highest Hispanic population is the one that is right now in the news. They didn't do raids in Texas. They didn't do raids in Georgia. They didn't do raids in Florida. Interesting. So I'm done. Ain't time for me to go because I got to get ready to do some stuff. So, you know how we end these things? Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all know what to do. Please subscribe to the Premium Smoke Room as well as Spotify. You feel the Premium Smoke Room. Conversation gets saucier. Tits come out. Dildos might pop out. You don't know what might pop off. You should subscribe for a premium podcast plus special events known as VIP Smoke Room. And I even go live on X. Actually, I'm going live on X June 18th with the sexy Charisma de Luca. So anyone that's following me on Loyal Fans or you subscribe, please submit your questions for her to answer during this live show in the DM on Loyal Fans. You feel me? As well as check out my Spotify members where you can subscribe and listen to some extra content on Spotify. Had the Smoke on it as well as Savage Smoke, where I talk to industry top male talented producers to give you that real song about the industry. So with that being said, either way, get the smoke. You feel me? Whether it's premium or Savage. Now I got that out the way. You know how we end this thing all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over.